everybody. Hi, Suze. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much, Julia. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. We are continuing our video series on growth strategies for 2025, which has got you wildly overexcited. Um, and one of your favoritist topics in the whole wide world,
Yeah, yeah.
genuinely,
Just wind me up and
yes,
stop me.
your favoritist topic is how you can maximize progression. Um, Quite honestly, as far as I'm concerned, you've got a learner, you've started them on your most basic course. It is rude, if that learner is good, not to progress them onto the next level, the next level, and the next level. Absolutely rude. From a business strategy perspective, it's daft. And as a training provider, it's one of the toughest things to make happen on the ground, isn't it?
Absolutely. And you know what?
Sometimes it feels like your staff are conspiring against you.
And honestly, and I think that it's about actually, it starts with the leadership of the organization
Yep.
and their understanding about how you can build good contract pipelines and what systems and processes therefore need to be put into place to ensure that at each iteration of contract drawdown coming to an end, the right IAG is taking place by the right person for that individual to ensure that they are then referred on to the next stage in the program. If you look at all the different funding pots that sit within multiple organizations. So we know that we've got the different employability funding pots, we've got the different ASF, UKSPF, boot camps, all of that, and we've got apprenticeships. And there's a lot of organizations do all three. And never the twain shall meet in
Oh
some
no.
organizations. And it frustrates me. And it frustrates me for two reasons. The first reason is that it's not an efficient, profitable way to run your organization.
Oh, it's nuts.
Because if you're having to market to new cohorts externally for every program that you run, instead of looking at how does that fit together, then that's a waste of money and it's a waste of
So I'm pretty
resource.
sure a repeat customer costs the business 80% less to acquire than a new customer.
And
It's
also, it's
ridiculous.
ridiculous. And also, it's about what's in the best interest of the individual. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, and I will bang on about this till the cows come home, the better skilled you are, you get better life chances and life choices. So if you
Yes.
are accessing an employability program, going to go for a job somewhere, and no one in your business is talking to that employer about either in-work ASF as a starting point or an apprenticeship at a lower level as a starting point to keep them upskilled. First of all, you're missing a marketing and employee engagement opportunity ridiculously. But secondly, that individual is going to be better off in the long term because
And
now,
they'll also have better support at those initial work stages.
yeah,
So they're more likely to stay in that
stay.
job, which means you get the ping.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like a no-brainer, right?
Absolutely.
It doesn't make sense. And the amount of times we talk to organizations and you can see light bulbs going off, so they get it, but then it stops.
Emotionally, you
They
get it.
emotionally understand it, but then it doesn't actually
And it,
translate into practice on the ground.
and it's really interesting when you talk to people about their marketing strategy, their sales process, and you're talking about all these different marketing strands. So we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this, and oh yeah, we've got progressions. And it will be really well thought through and detailed for all of this and this. And we do networking, we do these events, we're doing social media, we're doing advertising, all of this. It's really clear who's doing what. It's in the marketing plan. We've got smart targets. We're managing it. We're monitoring it.
Yeah.
And then it's, oh, yeah, we do progressions. Well, they're not us. They're not the marketing department. They're nothing to do with us. That's the tutor, in it.
And I really do think that actually, in terms of performance management, so there's two things for me. It's about how does a business decide to performance manage and KPI their staff, and what do they put their focus on? So a lot of times the focus is on getting the bum on the seat and getting the outcome out of them. So getting the start, getting the job, getting the qual.
Nothing wrong with
There
that.
is nothing, and there's nothing wrong with that. They all need to be there,
And
absolutely.
from a progression point of view, a progression is a start. So
Yeah,
progressions are not contra to those three standard KPIs. And those
exactly.
three standard KPIs run the profitability and success of your business.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
great KPIs.
But the second
But
thing is this. The second thing is
yes,
this, and I think this is where this slightly falls over, even though I'm being very preachy and quite angry about it all. It's that providers have not invested properly in systems that manage that tracking well.
no,
So because there is different systems for different contracts, we all know that like if you're an employability restart provider, you're using somebody else's system, which is specifically and only about that program. Then you know that there's loads of different learner management software out there with different functions. There is no, we see very little evidence that people have got good processes in place to ensure that that learner journey from first engagement to the business to hopefully a level 5
in
apprenticeship
something or other.
in something or other, and all of those different iterations of that learner journey are being tracked or being tracked in a way that's meaningful to enable that learner to dip in and dip out of the
Absolutely.
different funding pots.
But also, even within a combined employability and skills provider, you have the first referral across into the skills department. And we know these are two massive silos
Yeah,
for very good reasons. And there's a load of barriers to those two massive silos working together. So
yeah.
we're hugely sympathetic to that. But there's little me. I'm sitting on an employability program and I've been referred for my cheeky little level 1. Great. That skills provider side of the business now knows I exist. So if I am failing to progress me, and I'm a beautifully well-behaved learner, angels have blessed me. I'm so well behaved. Yes, you're right, cuckoo. But, there are good, there's always a good excuse not to progress a learner. And often it's around perceptions of learner engagement, learner behavior. I'm not the right kind of learner. You
Well,
don't like me.
think,
So la la
and I
la la
think,
la.
and I think that's because of the mindset differences between employability and skills, right? And a lack of understanding in some employability teams about what skills looks like, and a lack of understanding from some tutors and teachers about what good looks like when you're trying to break down barriers for people from employability referrals around helping them learn better and learn well to progress into employment. There are two sides of the same coin, but they're in different bank accounts. And
And
I think,
also, as a tutor, we are by definition perfection. And so if a
yes,
learner is not progressing, it's not our fault, it's the learner. Um, and that is a very common
yeah,
mindset, and it takes
absolutely.
a lot to break that mindset down without putting any kind of emphasis on it. But you meet a lot of tutors who it's a lot easier to blame the learner than it is
To
to
look at their own practices.
self-reflect
Yeah.
and go, oh, I stuffed that up, didn't I? Okay, then. So if you have a progression strategy that is based on the tutor having a good day and remembering to talk to the learner about other opportunities and other funding streams and ways to progress, it's not got success written all over it,
Well,
has it?
it's not going to happen at 90% of the time. Because also, let's not forget that tutors always moan about their caseloads. Sorry, tutors, but you know you do. And if they're doing a level 1 course and a level 2 course concurrently, and they're talking to the level 1 learners about moving to the level 2, then they're thinking about how much marking will they have to do in their level 2 as well. They're not au fait with the efficiencies and with the money that's being earned by contract. That's okay because that's not their job, right?
It's
They
not
don't
their job. And also, if they're not performance managed or incentivized to have those conversations,
exactly.
why do I care?
I
There's
mean,
all these other people
I
in
mean,
this
you were taught.
organization.
You would hope that they do care about the good outcomes for their learners. I mean, if they don't, then we
We
haven't.
care about good outcomes for their learners, but you don't necessarily care about contract fulfillment for the business
Yes,
when you're a teeny tiny cog in it.
yes, and it's that's not their job, right?
Exactly.
Teachers aren't
But we're
sales.
making it their job or trying to make it their job. And then as leaders, we're wondering why it's happening badly. So the good news is you can do progressions really well.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, you've got to look at it in the round and at every stage and really look at how it's combining in with your sales process. And it can't be that we've got a sales process over here that's got one little thing of, oh, progressions.
I would hazard a guess that for quite a lot of people, they don't even have progressions in their sales plan.
Oh, it's not going to be in the sales plan, but it would be in the process on a, if we're talking about a marketing strand, oh, progressions. Um, Probably still with the O in it. Oh, progressions. Yeah, we do them too. Um, but yes, it's not got any targets around it, doesn't have any specific processes around it. We're not engineering it.
Or
And
it is relying on people's have got personal relationships with learners because they've been coming in, so they give them a ring, haphazardly give someone a ring to say we're about to do a level 3 IT course. Do you fancy going on it? After doing the level 2 last year because they've got some muscle memory about that person attending before. It's
absolutely.
yeah,
And,
it's
we're feeling obliging. Staff aren't evil. They are obliging. They want to do a good
of
job, but it's
course,
our job as managers to create the systems and processes to get the outcomes that we want. And if you're not getting the outcomes that you want in that your progression rates aren't amazing,
yeah,
then now's the time to book a chat with us because clearly
yeah,
we're quite opinionated on this subject and might know what we're talking about.
we do know what we're
Just
talking
saying,
about.
we absolutely know what we're talking about. But yeah, we can help you engineer a strategy to turn it from, oh, progressions into, oh, we use progressions as one of our
Yeah,
major marketing strands.
yeah.
On that note, we ought to shut up. Thank you very much for watching.